Hello friends, very good morning. Welcome to our 9 a.m. class. This is the third week we are discussing verbal ability questions. Initially we did a little bit of grammar also. We learned some word also, but from last week we are only focusing on actual CAT questions which have come in previous years. And we discuss only verbal ability questions and some insights into how to solve them better, how to become confident about them. It goes without saying that constant practice is also required, and solving 4 5 questions every day and also analyzing where going wrong is equally important. Just a moment, let me see if I'm coming all right here. Discuss. So yeah, it's all right. It's equally important. It'll be also helpful if you subscribe to Unacademy and make use of the doubt solving sessions. If you ask doubts, if you ask doubts here in the comment section as well, you can join live classes which are free of cost, and the quizzes there, and then you can ask questions. I'll be doing a live class on YouTube app, on the Academy app, I'm sorry, not on the YouTube app. A special class very soon on paragraph summary, so you can ask questions there. And of course there are other brilliant teachers who are doing great work, and everybody has something to different to talk about. Maybe in terms of techniques, the overall goal is same, that too is your well-being and is your that your confidence improves, your skills improve. That is the ultimate objective of everybody. And yeah, so yeah, solving questions is a way out, and analyzing in the wrong questions where you have gone wrong, and then trying to. So paragraph summary, like we've discussed earlier, it's all about making your own short summary when you've read the paragraph, and then matching whatever you've written to the options and seeing that which option is the closest, and avoiding options which are irrelevant, which are which are outside the scope, which are incorrect, which are opposite or contrary to the ideas mentioned in the paragraph. So my name is Anupam. I'm a verbal aptitude, verbal ability and reading comprehension SME and mentor. And please download and install an Academy app. Go to Plus, go to CAT, go to subscribe. So this works like any other test prep company, any other coaching company, coaching institution. And if you look at the pricing, this is the most amazing pricing which you can get. For 12 months, the price, the fees is 15,750, and for 24 months, that is 2 years, it is 18,900. After the discount code you will apply, Saxena 10. And if you also see, there is some EMI options available also, and anything more than 12 months makes sense. And so I think in terms of the fees, you look at the fees, and I think it is the most cost-effective CAT coaching or CAT training, IM entrance training, which I think anybody can offer with the kind of quality. So you can imagine the kind of quality which we're bringing in with the kind of quality which we have in a YouTube video. So that is a window to like this. Empower yourself, make your skills stronger by subscribing to Unacademy. And it can be a great path to your skill development and changing the course of your career. All right, so coming to today's class again, write your own summary in paragraph. So paragraph summary questions are asked. 3 questions have been asked for last couple of years. 1 paragraph will be given, and then 4 summaries, 4 options will be given to you, and you have to find out which summary is the best of it. And the way which we is that you should write your own summary. You should avoid any options which cannot be substantiated, which cannot be confirmed, which do not match with the ideas given in the paragraph. You have to avoid those options in which certain words have been used which are not in the same spirit. The meaning is little different, you know. For example, if somewhere it says that the product was very helpful in the paragraph, and in the summary it is written that the product was not so helpful, you know, or was helpful but it could have been better, you know, something of that sort is said in the summary. So here what happens that there's a slight change of one or two words. They sort of change the entire meaning of the of what should have been, and from the paragraph standpoint. So reading a paragraph and making a summary will help you to avoid all these options, all these bad options. Also avoid options that are contrary to the spirit of the passage, that is opposite to whatever ideas have been given in the passage. Say if you know, if somewhere it is written that that author supports an idea, then in the options, if you see that something opposite to it has been said, that the ideas which the author wasn't supporting, they are present, which you will see in the summary, in the examples also after it, actual CAT questions, that ideas which are exactly contrary to the facts mentioned in the paragraph, they have been mentioned as the author's opinion. So so these kind of options are very easy to eliminate. So paragraph summary, I've seen that if you don't get very rattled, don't get very afraid of certain good words, and you keep your calm, you make your summary, and then you look at, you know, you just go one by one in the options and you analyze it, which one is the closest, you will get the answer. So I think the para summary is one of those easier questions which a little bit effort, you know, say if for a week, if you work hard, 4 or 5 questions a day, if you do for a week, I think after 30-40 questions or 50 questions, you will be able to solve at least 2 para summaries in your CAT question paper, if you don't lose the skill by the time CAT comes. So just keep solving a couple of summaries, para summary questions every day, and like I said, 3-4 questions come every year. I don't know how many questions this year they'll be asking, but there's a high chance that again 3 questions will be asked. So please keep doing it. Coming to the question part, yeah. So this is an actual CAT question which we are solving here, and please try and understand what is happening here. So it says, to me, a classic is precisely means the opposite of what my predecessors understood. He's saying that for him, for the author, classic is opposite of what was understood by the author's predecessors, the people who worked or who were working in the field earlier to him or her. A work is classical by reason of its resistance to contemporaneity. So contemporaneity means the state of being contemporary, the state in which you find that 2 ideas or 2 instances or 2 events or 2 people are of the same time. Okay, they are of the same time zone, same time frame. For example, you can say that in a certain way that Microsoft and Apple were in a way, not exactly, but if you say in a way, they were contemporary. temporary, the initial business of when Macintosh was released and Windows 8 and Windows was coming out. So Apple and Microsoft were somewhere, they were contemporary to each other. So in that way, people, things, companies, or events or wars or anything which are of the same age. So he says that classic should be opposite. It should be a resistance to things which to whatever age we are living in. It should be a resistance to it, and supposed universality. So this idea that that everything is, everybody is related, and all the concepts which are used, they can be used at a universal level, and but by reason of its capacity to indicate human particularity and difference in that past epoch. So it's saying that it should be, so it's saying that it should resist the idea of things being in same time zone, or things which are of same time zone, they are considered to be classic, or some connection has been made between the old and the new, and that the same concepts or same belief system or same principles apply everywhere in every part of the world with everybody, and the differences between and it should also highlight the difference between the past epoch. Epoch means a period of time in history. So the present should be different from the past. This is what the author is saying, and he doesn't like everything to be considered as one and universal, those sorts of things. So the classic is not what tells me about shared. So classic is not what tells me. So he's saying that same thing he's saying is not what tells me about shared humanity. And the previous line he said that that the classic should have resistance to universality. So he is against shared humanity or universality. Same idea is coming here. Or truthfully put, what lets me recognize myself as present in the past. So it says that I should not recognize that I have been past, or that what nourishes in me the illusion that everything has been like me and has existed only to prepare the way for me. So it's saying that the entire notion that that things were similar in past, and I was also in past, and that past and present is all same, and things have been alike for times in past and present, and they've existed only to prepare way for me. All these notions he doesn't believe in. Then he says again, whatever he was saying is repeated again. Instead, the classic is what gives access to radically different forms of human consciousness. It says that the classic should basically give access to radically very different kind of awareness which human beings have for any given generation of readers, and thereby expands them for them the range of possibilities of what it means to be a human being. So so you can say that the author says that that it should open up the readers to amazing to new sort of awareness, and their awareness in them. Consciousness is basically awareness, or the state of being more awake in a way to readers. So that means he was all along he was talking about books. Right now it did not mean what classic he was referring to, but he was talking about the books. Now we talk about readers, and so by creating all sort of awareness in different generation of readers, it should expand as to their mind and open up the minds to all sort of things which can happen in front of which can happen in front of them, or what sort of things which they can experience in lives. So basically it's to open them to a range of possibilities, a range of permutation combinations which can happen with the person. So this person basically says that he is he is opposed to the idea that that there should be a universal theme to the books, to the classics, an idea that we have and he's opposed to the shared human awareness, and to the idea that past and present are also same. You know, he thinks that it should generate, the classic should generate different responses from different people, should prepare people for different, very diverse range of experiences, you know. So let's read the options, but you will get the answer, I know, very quickly. A, classic is able to focus on the contemporary human conditions and a unified experience of human consciousness. So this is what he was engaged, right? The state of being contemporary in line number 2, he was against it. He wanted the classic to resist it, right? To be against it. And he was also against a shared human consciousness, that, you know, everybody has a similar approach, a similar views, a similar level of awareness. He was against that. So A is actually what? It is against the ideas mentioned in the thoughts and beliefs of the author which we're talking about here. Our beliefs, our thoughts do not matter here. Whatever author wants to say, that matters here. Then B says a classical work seeks to resist particularity and temporal difference, even as it focuses on a common humanity. And it says that a classic focuses on common humanity. Now this is again the B, this last part of the B is again against. It is contrary to whatever has been shared. Nowhere in the passage the author has said that there should be a common humanity. There should be a universal approach towards consciousness and ideas and the experiences. This author is completely engaged. C says a classic is a work exploring the new, going beyond the universal. So yeah, he's saying that classic is something which explores new things. Yeah, he has said that. Going beyond the universal, yes, he has said that. Beyond the universal, beyond the contemporary, yes, he has said that. And the notion of a unified human consciousness, yes. So classic is exploring new things, new ideas, which are not focusing on the universal contemporary and a unified human consciousness. So C is the right answer. Still, let's read D. A classic is a work that provides access to universal experience of the human race, as opposed to radically different forms of human consciousness. So a classic is a work that provides access to a, yeah, again here the universal experience, the same thing what was said in what was what was against it. If you read in the entire passage, and in a way A also, A and D are same in a way, that D is talking about universal experience of human race, as opposed to radically different forms of human consciousness. This is against, the contrary to the ideas of the author. Author was about the opposite view, that is radically different forms of human consciousness, which he said also. In fact, if you read the last couple of lines, says that instead the classic is what gives access to radically different forms of human consciousness. Come here, I have sort of done for you. Read the parts which I have colored them for you. A classic is by the reason of its resistance to contemporaneity, which means it should be opposite to things which are of the same age as they are being read, and there should not be a universal theme to it. And these things. And also, if you come here, if you come, please the last part, it says that, instead the classic is what gives access to radically different forms of human consciousness for any given generation of readers, which saying that radically different forms of consciousness, and thereby expands them for range of possibility of what it means to be a human being. Says in C, a classic is a work exploring the new, going beyond the universal, the contemporary, and the notion of a unified consciousness. So yeah, I think this is the right approach to it. Okay, let's do the next one. It says that for each of the past 3 years, temperatures have hit peaks not since the birth of meteorology, and probably not for more than 1,10,000 years. It says that the temperatures have hit the peak since the meteorology as a science has come up. That means the modern age of, say, last 200-300 years, and probably it says that for 1,00,000 years, the past 3 years, the temperatures have hit the peak. The amount of carbon dioxide in the air is at the highest level in 4 million years. The amount of carbon dioxide which is there in the air, it is highest in 4 million years. This does not cause storms like Harvey. There have always been storms and hurricanes along the Gulf of Mexico, but it makes them wetter and more powerful. So what says that first he starts by saying that certain data, certain figures, certain numbers which sensitize us, inform us about from the global warming standpoint, about the carbon dioxide, about the temperature. But he says that all this doesn't cause storms and hurricanes, but it makes them more wetter and powerful. As the seas warm, they evaporate more easily and provide energy to storm fronts. It says that as the temperature in the seas increases, the water turns into the steam, from the liquid form into the gaseous form easily, and it more energy to the storm fronts. Then comes, as the air above them warms, it holds more water. So it's very nicely explaining. It's a very descriptive kind of it's a very good para summary. It's an easy one, I can say. Okay, so he's so nicely explaining that when the temperature increases, the water in the oceans, it becomes warm, and it sort of the sea water turns into the gaseous form, into the vapor form, into the steam, and it provides energy to the storm fronts. As the air above them warms, it holds more water vapor. So the air gets warmer above the sea, and it holds more water vapor. For every half a degree Celsius in warming, there is about a 3% increase in atmospheric moisture content. So for half a degree of Celsius of increase of warming, there is a 3% increase in the atmospheric moisture content, which is a lot of content, right? Say if half a degree increases, then 3% increase in the atmospheric pressure. So of course the atmospheric moisture, it is a lot of, it can make a lot of changes, if we can imagine, right? 3% is a lot in terms of the, if you look at the, this is not 3% of 3% of sales or something like that of a small company or of a big company. This is atmospheric moisture content. This can have a lot of impact. Okay, so think from that standpoint. Okay, it's about gallons and gallons of water up in the air. Imagine, okay, millions of gallons, not gallons, millions and billions of gallons of the water in the air. The scientists call this Clapeyron equation. So this Clapeyron equation, this is a chemistry equation, but it has its certain chemistry, and it's actually has its origin in thermodynamics. So this is just a reference. So whenever this kind of terms come, right, Clapeyron equation, don't get bothered about it. They are just given to rattle you. You have to understand the entire content, the theme, the message being given. You have to read between the lines and to read the core central idea given here. This means that the skies fill more quickly and have more to dump. So same thing is coming. See, now they're repeating it. Water, the air holds more water, the skies fill up more quickly, the more to dump. Now, whatever was said in the line from line number 3 onwards, line number 3 makes him more better and more powerful. Same thing is repeating now. Okay, so there is nothing new which is coming here, right? And same thing will, so whatever is repeating, whatever is coming n number of times, that will be your summary. See, if it's a small paragraph, right? So if an idea is repeated 2-3 times or 5 times or 4 times, and presented by data of one kind or the other, or by an equation's name, or by a percentage, it is talking about the same thing, same idea, which will definitely come in the summary. Okay, the storm surge was greater because sea levels have risen 20 centimeter as a result of more than 100 years of human-related global warming, which has melted glaciers and thermally expanded the volume of sea air. Sorry. So because the sea levels have risen 20 centimeter, and they have been almost 100 years of human-related global warming, which has melted glaciers and has thermally expanded the volume of water. Okay. So yeah, let's try and so the entire agenda here is, in this, the entire theme, the central idea of this entire piece is that since the temperatures have risen, the moisture content in the storms in the air has increased. Also, the volume of water has also increased because of the global warming. The glaciers are melting and thermally expanding the volume of seawater, and there is a so all this has increased the power or the potential to disrupt, the potential to damage when it comes to the hurricane and storms. Let's start reading what are the options in front of us, since we know what the what we do. We go to the next slide. We have sort of done something for you. Yeah. So if you read, so see the answer now that you can see that I have highlighted the space here, C1, but still read A. The storm Harvey is one of the regular annual ones from the Gulf of Mexico. The global warming and Harvey are unrelated phenomena. This is, on one hand, if you read half of it, regular one, Storm Harvey. So Storm Harvey is not a regular one. Storm likes Harvey can be regular one, right? Storm likes Harvey like Harvey, but Storm Harvey is one of the regular annual ones from the Gulf of Mexico. So yeah, if you say that it's one of the regular and annual ones from the Gulf of Mexico, yeah, it is true. So sorry, I understood it incorrectly. It said that Storm Harvey is one of the regular annual ones. Okay, this part is correct to some extent. It is right. But is this a main idea? No, main idea was something else. Read the second part. Global warming and Harvey are unrelated. Now this is second part is contrary to the information given, because here we are saying n number of times here that global warming is the direct reason of Harvey becoming this powerful and making the storms like these wetter and more powerful. So A is incorrect. It is half correct, but it's half contrary or opposite to the information given in the passage. Read once more the ones which are colored one, but it makes them wetter and more powerful. As the seas warm, they evaporate more easily and provide energy to storm fronts. As the air above them warms, it holds more water. Then last part, the storage surge. In the last part of the paragraph, which has been colored, the storage. I was saying the storm surge was greater because sea levels have risen 20 centimeters as a result of more than 100 years of human-related global warming, which has melted glaciers and thermally expanded the volume of seawater. We find this in C, but still read B. The global warming does not breed storms, but makes them more destructive. So it doesn't breed storm, but makes them more destructive. Now, what is this all about? It is engaged, and it is. And then comes that Clapeyron equation, though it predicts potential increase in atmospheric moisture content. Now from this line only, so global warming does not breed storms but makes them more destructive. Okay, for one point we can understand, but can be understood that okay, part A of the B is correct into such. And it's correct. It's not to some extent, it's correct only. But is it the theme of the passage? The summary of the passage? The summary will be the gist. What is being said here in a small 2-3 lines. This has to be condensed. But the condensation or the entire gist or the entire the story of the paragraph in few lines was that global warming has made the storms and the hurricanes more powerful and disruptive. Talking about Clapeyron equation, talking about global warming does not breed storms but makes them more destructive is again irrelevant. Also, Clapeyron equation, nothing about it or its application has been mentioned in that it cannot predict the scale of damage storms might wreak. This sort of information has not been mentioned anywhere in the paragraph. Come to C, global warming melts glaciers, resulting in seawater volume expansion. Global warming melts glaciers, which was said in last part. The global warming has melted glaciers, resulting in seawater volume expansion and thermally expanded the volume of water here in the last part, if you see. And it says this enables more water vapor to fill the air above faster. Okay, Here it is said here, if you see, but it makes them more better and powerful as a sea worm. They evaporate more easily and provide energy to form fronts, more energy to storm fronts. As the air above them warms, it holds more water vapor. Right? Same thing has been said in sea. Global warming melts glaciers, resulting in sea volume expansion. This enables more water vapor to fill in the air faster, Thus, modern storms contain more destructive energy. D says it is naive to think that rising sea levels and the force of tropical storms are unrelated. Okay. Fine. Harvey has a destructive global warming has armed it with more moisture content, but it may not be true of all storms. So one thing that rising sea levels and force of tropical storms, this is correct, that it is naive to think that they're unrelated. Yes, they are related. Harvey was destructive as global warming has armed it. Again, all right, but then in generally what happens in summary, examples don't come in. Generally what comes in will be the message of the paragraph using slightly different words. All right, summary will be having slightly different words. Examples will have to be avoided. Data has to be mostly avoided from options which can be a summary of a paragraph. So Harvey was destructive as global warming has harmed it, but also there is something else here extra which cannot be which was not mentioned in the paragraph, but this may not be true of all forms. So D says last part, but this may not be true of all storms. This is never said, because it is said that in the entire thing that the temperatures across the globe have increased. The glaciers have melted. It's global warming. It is not warming only of a particular Gulf of Mexico, of the Gulf of Mexico, and resulting in a storm Harvey. But this is basically nothing but which happens worldwide. Even if you disagree with my inference, one cannot find any line written here which can tell that that this particular phenomenon can be is a one-off, and this the storms becoming powerful because of the increased moisture content and the entire sea level rising, and because of that global warming happening, the sea level rising because of the global warming and melting glaciers. This cannot be true of all storms. This cannot be concluded successfully from the paragraph. Also, on the other hand, one can argue that if it's global warming, if it is about about the volume of water in the air above the sea, or say the volume of water in the oceans, it should be true of all storms. But again, this idea has not been mentioned so well. Also, D is not the summary which you'll be looking for, because again, as I said, that summary will not be having examples. It'll be avoiding usage of the examples given. Also, it will talk about the main idea which was repeated here. Main idea again was that storms are more water laden, and they become more powerful because of the rise in the temperature, and more water vapor, more sea water becoming a water vapor or steam. At the same time, there is increase in the water level of the oceans because of the global warming and melting of glaciers, which has been covered in option number C very properly. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the para summary session. I'm coming tomorrow back. We'll discussing it for at least tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow also. And because we're doing actual live CAT questions, so you know, the agenda is to prepare you for the actual test. And yeah, basically, yeah. So like you discussed that on Academy subscription gives you live classes. You can interact with educator, live polls, leader poll, test series, and analysis, live doubt clearing sessions, and you know, a lot of free things are also there on the app. That free live classes, special classes happen, and you can also ask questions there, and the quizzes as well. So a lot of free things are happening in the app as well, apart from the YouTube channel. And there are also recorded, so live classes. So today whatever is happening live will be recorded, and you can read it, you can look you can look at those videos, and you can learn from them at a later point of time. So they are always free in that way. And so they are like any other video which is recorded, or any recorded session. And yeah, so look, like discuss the fees is most pocket friendly fees which any coaching institution can charge you, and the quality of content is amazing. Test series and analysis, so this is what the entire along with the interaction and live doubt clearing sessions, they form the solid foundation of anyone's preparing for CAT. So please subscribe to Unacademy. Use my code Saxena10, and please join me at 2 p.m. for the RC class. Today we'll be solving one more reading comprehension live of actual CAT reading comprehension. And of course tune in tomorrow also at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. every day till Friday. And I'm doing a special class also on Sunday. So for that, I'll keep you posted about it. All right.